all, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Allison. This past weekend, I got to go to my first ever book convention and meet some of my favorite authors of all time. Let's rewind to about a year and a half ago. I think it was actually New Year's Eve of 2023. What better way to start off the year of 2024 than spending a whole lot of money for an event that's not gonna happen until 2025. But today I just wanted to go through all of the goodies and experiences and things that I got to do while going and being at my first book conference. So I didn't really know what to expect, but I did know that I had to have a book cart. My book cart, hello, also had a QR code with my YouTube on it, and I don't think a single person scanned it, but that's okay. So some of the standouts, authors that we were dying to meet were Devney Perry and LIZ TOMFORDE, which if you watched my last video, most of my recommendations were from those authors, so you can imagine how excited I was. So how it worked, the convention was split up into two sessions, a morning session and an afternoon session. Each I think had over maybe like 350 each in each session. And they had two boardrooms filled with authors and vendors and things like that. We actually got there 2 hours early before opening so that we could be front in line for Devney Perry, which we did end up being first in line. So that was really fun, and I'm glad that we got to meet her and get that stress out of the way because she was the whole reason we were there. And then from there were a lot of authors that were so popular that they had to have tickets per se, so you would have to go to that author and get a wristband. Each had a number on it, and that was your place in line. So if they only would have 15 people at a time in line, so you had to keep checking either on your phone with the QR code, or they had screens to show what numbers were available for certain authors. So that kind of gave you time to go meet other smaller authors, go to vendors, do things like that while not worrying about waiting in line for an hour and a half for one author. You could go and explore, and then once your number was called, you can go and see them, no problem, no stress. We got to meet everybody that we wanted to, and then some. There were a lot of smaller authors that we got to meet that was very exciting. One in particular that I was very interested to meet was Holly Lucky. She is from Alabama, which is so awesome. I'm originally from Alabama as well, and I didn't know that we had a lot of romance authors in Alabama, so we got to go chat her up, and she was just lovely and so nice, and I am so excited to dive into her books. Let's go ahead and open up this book cart. Okay. Woo! All right. So I have all my little goodies and things in this bag, but I wanted to show off all the books that I got signed. So number one, I got Face Off by Chelsea Curto signed. That one I brought. Then I purchased the next two in that series, all signed obviously. I got the whole Eden series by Devney Perry signed. The conference had a 5-book limit per author, but thankfully Devney is a queen and decided she was going to sign all 9 of the books that I brought, which is great because this is a 6-book series, and it would be very tragic if only 5 of these could have gotten signed and not the whole series. So I got this whole series signed, and I've got her Mason Jar duology signed. Letter Somali is actually one of my favorite books by her, so I was very excited for that to get signed. I got Crossroads by her signed, and Timid from her Lark Code series. This is my favorite one in the series, so I wanted to get that one signed as well. So that's all of my Devney loot. And then next I got the whole Windy City series by LIZ TOMFORDE signed as well. She actually was only going to personalize one, so I obviously got The Right Move personalized for me. Obviously, this is one of my favorite books of all time, so I'm so glad that I got to meet her. It was actually really crazy because I think Liz was probably the most popular author at the event. There were a lot of other authors that were there that I was really excited about, but I didn't have any physical books for them to sign, so I did move forward with having an autographed book. which I thought was a really good idea. I got a lot of signatures from different kinds of authors, as well as authors I didn't know yet but wanted to kind of look into, so that was really fun. So I kind of wanted to go into the loot in which I got. It's all in this bag. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but there's so much. Every author basically had free merch at every single table, so obviously I picked up a bunch. As you can see, there are a lot of stickers that I got, and there were only 3 of these that I actually purchased. So these are the ones that I purchased. I got 2 of the same one. It's Throne of Glass themed. And then I also got this one, Rune Dannon, the Crown Prince of the Valbaran Fae, who is my favorite in the Crescent City series, so I figured I'd get those as well because it was like 3 for $8, I believe, so I had to purchase these. So these are some of my favorites from Daphne. This one's actually my favorite sticker I got. It's a postcard for Mission, Montana, which is in her Treasure State University series, which also got one of these, which is the logo for the school in that book. Also, one of my favorite ones I got, this is from LIZ TOMFORDE. It says, "Daily update, I'm in love with your brother," which is from The Right Move, which I've talked about is one of my favorite books of all time. And so then here's just a few. I got a bunch of different ones from different authors. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all of these. I guess I'll put them on my book cart, which sounds like a good idea, but I kind of like how sleek and clean it looked. So we'll see. I might put some of these on my Kindle, I think, as well. I also got some lovely prints and fan arts of different books. This one was my favorite, from Indigo Ridge by Daphne Perry. It's so beautiful. I don't know what to do with it. Like, do I put it in a book or do I display it on my bookshelf? I don't know, but it's gorgeous. So just a few other things that I purchased. I did purchase these wax melts from one of the vendors. It's called The Time Traveler. Each wax melt had different like tropes. Time traveling is not my favorite trope of all time, but it does smell the best. And then Hannah Gray, one of the authors that we also met, I was just smelling these, and it was towards the end of the day, and they were like, "Why don't you just go ahead and take those, like, no, at no cost," which was so sweet. These friendship bracelets, I don't know if you can see this. It says Puck Boys, which is one of her series. So I grabbed one of those as well, which I thought was so sweet that she was just kind of giving those out. You could tell by the end of the convention that a lot of the authors were just like so tired and had just the longest day imaginable, and they were just kind of like, "Here, take whatever you want," which was kind of nice for us who had to be in the later session. It was so surreal meeting these women that have such an influence in my life. I also really enjoyed how stress-free the whole experience was. They made a point to make sure that you were going to meet every single author that you wanted to on a completely different note. I was really thankful to be able to spend time with 2 of my best friends, Hannah and Jordan. Because I live so far away, we don't get to see each other as much, so that was sweet that they came to Florida and that we got to do this together. We were the original 3 in my book club, so we are like the founding fathers of our book club, so it was so surreal that we got to meet all of these authors that we read in the first year of our book club being established. Overall, I will say that the experience was so wonderful. It's so great to be in a space with other people who just get the way that you are and get the way that you think. But yeah, that's just kind of some of my experiences with this, my first book conference. Well guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I am so thankful for everyone that's watching. If you're new here, please subscribe if you don't mind. If you want to follow me on any social media, I'll have those links down below. I have TikTok, Goodreads, and Instagram, so be sure to follow me there. And with that being said, bye guys!